Okay, so this is find the general solution of this differential equation here. Okay, where we've got x dy dx equals to 3y. So the first thing we need to do is to separate the variables. Okay, so we're going to get the y's onto the left hand side, x's onto the right hand side. So in this case, we'll keep the dy where it is. Okay, over here we've got 3 times y. So if we take the y over, and we're going to obviously divide by y, keep the 3 where it is. Okay, that would be best to do that there. Keep the 3 as it is. And you're allowed to, because it's 3 times y. You just take the y over and divide. Now on this side, there's no other y term here, so it's just 1. And when you bring that y over, it'll be divided by y with respect to y. On the right hand side, remember we've kept this 3 here, but you've got to take the x over now, because this x on the top, yeah? When you take it over, you're going to divide with respect to then x, take the dx over. So then you've got this situation here, okay, whereby we're going to integrate. Now, one thing you could do to start with, you could, rewrite it like this. Now, because this is 3 over x, this is the same as saying 3 times 1 over x. You could take the 3 outside the integral if you want, because it's a constant 3 multiplying by 1 over x, so just take it outside. Now 1 over y, remember, becomes ln y, yeah, as we saw in the last example. Okay, 3 then, here is constant, and then 1 over x then becomes ln x. Okay, and then don't forget then to put our constant in. Okay, alright. Now when we get a situation like this and we want to work out what y is equal to, okay, again we can be sort of slightly clever in our approach. Alright, the first thing I would do here is to use some rules of logarithms. Okay, and because this here is 3 ln x and there's a constant timesing ln x, remember the third rule of logarithms, you can take that 3 up and it becomes a power. So ln x cubed, okay, plus c. The other thing I'm going to do then is, because this is a logarithm and this is a logarithm, I'm actually going to call this a logarithm as well, okay, and I'm allowed to do that, okay, because it's a constant. I can call the constant something else, okay. For instance, I can call c, the constant, to be ln of, say, a. So long as I state ln a is a constant. Okay, so a isn't a variable, it's a fixed number. Okay, and this ln of a then will just represent my constant c. Now the next thing I could do then is apply the first rule of logarithms, which we learnt last year. When you're adding 2 logarithms together, you can stick them together, make them one logarithm by timesing those terms. So this will be x cubed times a. That was the first rule of logarithm we learnt. So x cubed times a can be written as ax cubed. Okay, and then when I've got a logarithm on both sides, a single logarithm on both sides, I can literally cancel them out. So I have y equals to ax cubed. Okay, and I say then, of course, stated again, where a is a constant. So I've got my general solution there with a being the constant.